Welcome to Troubleshooting. This segment helps you identify some common case sealing problems and shows you their probable cause. Then suggestions are offered for correcting them. Before we begin, there's a troubleshooting section in your 3M-Matic Instructions and Parts List manual that is helpful. It contains a troubleshooting chart listing the problem in the left column, the possible causes in the middle column, and corrections for each of the causes in the right column. You may want to refer to the maintenance procedures in the manual, as well as to the adjustments and parts replacement and preventive maintenance video segments or repair procedures. Again, you should be aware of and follow all of the safety precautions when working with the equipment. Don't work on the case sealer when the conveyor system is running. Be sure the pneumatic and electrical supplies are off before servicing the case sealer. And identify the knife location on the taping head and keep your hands out of this area except when necessary. Most of our demonstrations will be using the 700R 3M-Matic case sealer. We'll bring it to your attention when there are differences with other case sealers. The first problem we'll address applies to all three case sealers. The drive belts don't convey the boxes. There are several possible causes of this problem. First, the boxes are too narrow. Check to see that the machine specifications and box size match. Boxes which are narrower than the specifications can cause slippage and premature belt wear. The second cause could be that the drive belts are worn. To correct this problem, replace the drive belt. Another cause would be that the taping head applying spring pressure is set too high and needs to be reduced. A cause may be that the top assembly doesn't apply enough pressure. Correct this on the 200A and 700A by adjusting the box height using the crank. On the 700R, adjust the top drive assembly force regulator. A cause unique to the 200A and 700A is that the top flap compression rollers are too tight. You'd have to readjust the compression rollers. The next problem we'll address is when the drive belts don't turn. This problem has several possible causes. The first cause is that the drive belt friction rings are worn or missing. The solution to this is to replace the friction rings. Another cause is that the drive belt tension is set too low and needs to be adjusted. The circuit breaker may not be set at the correct setting and it may trip prematurely. Check your manual and set the circuit breaker correctly. Another cause may be that the upper and lower applying mechanisms interfere with each other. This could be caused by the minimum height stop setting of the case sealer not matching the tape leg length setting. Correct this problem by referring to your case sealer manual and check that your taping heads match your machine setting. Our next problem is a squeaking noise as boxes pass through the machine. Here are some possible causes to this problem. First, the column bearings could be dry. Lubricate them. Second, the column bearings could be defective. In this case, you'd need to replace. Third, the conveyor rollers could be dry or need replacement. Either lubricate them or replace them if necessary. With the 200A and 700A only, a cause could be dry shafts on the compression rollers. Correct this by lubricating the compression roller shafts. Another potential problem may be that the tape isn't centered on the box seam. One cause could be that the tape drum isn't centered. To correct it, reposition the tape drum. For the 200A and 700A, a cause could be that the centering guides aren't centered. Adjust the centering guides to correct the problem. The 200A may have a problem where lightweight boxes tip back while exiting the case sealer. This could be caused by the upper head assembly being down too far. To correct it, carefully adjust the upper head assembly. Our next problem applies only to the 700R, where the top drive assembly doesn't move up or else moves up slowly. This problem has several causes. First, there could be low air pressure. To correct this, adjust the regulator by first turning off and disconnecting the air supply. Make sure the main pressure gauge reads 0. Then reconnect the air supply and adjust the regulator to read 70 pounds per square inch. The next possible cause could be a defective top drive assembly raising valve. The valve would need to be replaced. Another possible cause could be a worn top drive assembly raising valve actuator. To correct this problem, replace the actuator. The last cause to this problem could be a defective top drive assembly power valve. To correct it, clean or replace the top drive assembly power valve. Another problem that pertains only to the 700R is that the top drive assembly doesn't move down at the end of the taping cycle. There are several possible causes to this problem. The first cause may be that the top drive assembly down pressure is set too light. Correct this problem by reducing the air pressure on the top drive assembly force adjust regulator, which increases the force against the top of the box. Turn the air regulator counterclockwise. The next possible cause is that the top drive assembly force adjust regulator is defective. Correction is made by replacing the regulator. Another possible cause may be a defective one-way valve. Clean or replace the one-way valve. The last possible cause could be a defective top drive assembly power valve. Correct this problem by cleaning or replacing the power valve. The last potential problem with the 700R top drive assembly may be that it comes down too fast or too hard. We'll address two possible causes. First, the top drive assembly down pressure may be set too heavy. Correct this problem by adjusting the top drive assembly force adjust regulator to decrease the force against the top of the box. Turn the regulator clockwise. The next possible cause could be a defective top drive assembly force adjust regulator. To correct this problem, replace the regulator. Another problem with the 700R may be that the centering guides move slower than normal. There may be several causes to this problem. First, the centering guide force adjust regulator may be set too low. Correct it by adjusting the regulator. The next possible cause could be that the centering guide cylinder speed controls are not in correct adjustment. Correct them by adjusting the speed controls mounted on the centering guide cylinder. The last possible cause could be a defective centering guide power valve. Correct this problem by cleaning or replacing the valve. We haven't covered all the potential problems you may encounter with your case sealer, but these procedures should have helped you get in the habit of identifying the problem, looking for the cause, and then correcting the problem. This concludes the troubleshooting segment.